We'll see. Red.
Welcome.
Okay, I don't want to be too graphic, but that looks like two fat shits and you just took a piss all over it.
Welcome back to Wet Ones, the show with wet questions and even wetter food. I'm your host. His name's not Seth Everman. What is it? It's so similar.
It's Sean Evans.
Sean Evans.
I'm not eating.
Take one.
Oh, it's already like it's been sitting overnight. Dude,
This is a personal specialty of us here at First We Yeast, the only company that makes bread and not money. I guess my first question for you would be, bite before question.
Good bread.
I guess my first question, what's that green thing? Coronavirus.
Don't flick that at me. You're
I'm
not being a very good host.
No, I'm not. I guess my first question for you is, if you lost like a row of horizontal
Suck
cells, sure. If you lost a row of horizontal cells across your entire body, would you topple over cartoonishly?
That's actually a really good question.
Yeah, it makes you think.
Just a row of cells? I don't think so. I think that since it's just a cell, like just a row of cells, it would be like it would just sort of like fuse together, you know. It's like if I took like a fingernail width of wood out of here all the way through, the wood might not like completely split. Okay, that's a lie. This is a bad analogy. Bottom line is, I don't think I would.
The other cells would just fall into place, do you think? Just tinker
so.
down, Marble Run style?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. What do you think is the exact number of cells that it would take for a human to topple like their last name was Us, and their first name Among?
Okay, I think probably somewhere between the range of like
A couple...
400 million cells?
Okay.
To like completely
I was
topple
gonna say
over?
dozen and then count by one until I got it right, but yeah, we'll just go with yours.
Because I mean, even if that's way overshooting it, if it is, you'd still probably topple over.
We'll
Or
have
at
to
least
try
part
it
of you
sometime.
would. Yeah.
I'm interested in, like, what if it was just a few cells short of a total bisection?
It would be.
Would you just feel queasy?
I don't think you'd feel queasy as much as you would probably be in like you know that video of the guy who gets run cut in half by a train and he doesn't realize that his lower half is off, and so he lifts himself up with his arms and then looks down, realizes he doesn't have any legs and fucking dies. I feel like it would be like that. Like you wouldn't be dead immediately, but you'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. These are good questions.
Thanks. There's only been one. So my second question is...
Yes.
Basically the last question, but on a larger scale. The entire planet. If about an inch of matter was lost across the entire, let's say, equator, or some other area that spanned the entire planet, if about an inch of mass was just kind of pushed to the sides, would that have any consequences?
Nice. I think it might have some consequences. It probably would have more consequences the farther down you got into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you'd start draining a little bit.
Yeah, I think like it would be like exponential. Like the deeper down you get, it starts to affect things above it a bit more. Of course, keep in mind I'm stupid, so
Yeah.
could not be potentially exactly how it works, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it would like end the world, but you know, like I'm sure somebody's backyard or garden would be ruined.
Randall Monroe said the whole ocean would just drain a little bit if like a massive hole opened up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think about an inch across.
Yeah, if it was, well, of course it depends on like the placement exactly where.
Good, we're recording.
Yes. Okay. 3, 2, 3, action. Okay, I think it depends on like where the line was, like position-wise. Like if this is the United States, if it went diagonal, if it went like that, like depending on how much of the ocean's floor you're actually cutting up, how much is like land mass. Like if you're going straight down across the ocean, like across the middle of the United States, all the way around in like a ring, you're not going to be covering too much of the ocean floor. It would probably affect glaciers a lot. Like ice caps would probably, the melting of the ice caps would be significantly more, because 1 inch all the way through everything, just gone, that's like going to cause like probably structural integrity loss. It's going to crack smaller ice, and then it's easier to melt. But if you went horizontally across the United States, you're going to be cutting across the like Atlantic Ocean more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's an interesting question.
My last guess, my mom said that it might, like, you know, kill people because they might fall. But I'm like, it's an inch. Like, the worst you get is like a sprained ankle.
Well, have you seen that safety video about?
Unless your feet are really small.
Yeah, if your feet are like, if you're a baby, probably like 20 times more likely to die.
You're gonna get hurt anyway for a baby.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But there's this one really great work safety video. It's called like the Deadly Half Inch. I think JonTron did a covering of it.
Okay.
Basically, it talks about how you should be always paranoid of the world around you, because half an inch is enough to make you trip, fall, and die.
Oh.
So if it were like an inch crater, you could just be walking along, right? You look down, it's a sidewalk. You look back up, the earth, that inch disappears. You step, this little bit of your shoe. This little bit.
It's broken. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, good. I was worried it was going to be okay. This little bit of your shoe gets caught in that little inch deep thing. Right into the pavement.
Yeah. Everybody do the flop.
Exactly. I also want to go off on a little tangent, a little aside here about that. Don't you just yearn for the simplicity of those days, where you could just say everybody do the flop, where you would say everybody do the flop, and then you were instantly the funniest kid in the classroom?
Yeah, that was nice.
Where it would be like, does anybody know how to do log division? And then you're like, and they're like, Will, and you go, everybody do the flop, and everyone goes, yes.
What's interesting is I still remember everybody do the flop to this day. I have no clue how to do long division.
And there we have it. ASDF was and always will be a cultural redefinition. Just like Gangnam Style, just like the Harlem Shake.
It really did shape our questionable senses of humor, yeah.
Yeah. I think if it weren't for ASDF, people like...
you wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, we wouldn't... Like, Eric Andre might not have been, like, successful. Call Me Carson and his friends might not have been successful. That, like, memes would be nowhere where they are now if it weren't for the absolutely brain-dead, just, like, no thought process involved, stupid humor of those videos.
This is basically dry now, right?
Yeah. It's just bread now.
Never mind.
Yeah, there's a reason why mine is still on the floor.
Yeah, it's...
I mean,
it's been there.
It was really good. My tongue touched it for a second, and I wanted to vomit. But
soaking into the carpet, yeah. I'm really trying to think of, like, a little joke I can do where I can stop holding this, but I think I'll just put it down.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, it was a good joke originally, but yeah, I don't think there's too much comedy.
We ruined 2 great pieces of bread. My only 2 questions were about cutting things in half, or cutting things, with or without consequence.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I want to also go on another slide about cutting things in half. You seen that video? You seen that guy who makes everything cake? He makes a cake of everything. He made one of Deadpool.
Oh.
He cut into Deadpool's head.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my god! I thought that was Ryan Reynolds' head you were cutting into, but no, just chocolate cake.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah.
Every single time I think, no way in hell that Starbucks cup is not a Starbucks cup. It's cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I've lost $300 in bets because of that.
Cool, yeah. Gambling, so, you know, gotta cut that out a little.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot you edit my videos, so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways, yeah, my mom had to take away my computer and my phone because I kept gambling in CSGO.
Okay, so you can't edit this and it won't be uploaded.
No, it won't.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye. Back to you in the studio, Jim. That was funny.
Yeah. I do, actually, wait, hold on. Something else just came to me.
Okay.
On Twitch, generally, you had to be like 3 things to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Either good at the game you're playing, funny while playing it, or pretty while playing it. Now you can be a 4th thing, a politician while playing it.
Yes. AOC got, she went nothing, 400,000 followers in a day. She got to play with Jacksepticeye. She went from being some fucking stupid nobody to playing with Jacksepticeye. Like, come on, dude. You want to know what 12-year-old me would have given? I would have happily be able to play with Jacksepticeye.
Right, okay, 1,000,000% cutting that. But
I hope you just have to cut to that, but not have any context.
Yeah,
and then you'll have to respond to people in the comments about how I want, and then you'll cut that part out too.
Yeah.
But you'll leave the part where I just said you'll cut that part out
dude,
too.
Frank Iero, guitarist for My Chemical Romance, the first song on his like solo career was called, and he got investigated by the FBI, and he's not allowed to play the live shows anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot immediately. Like, My Chemical Romance was fucking big. They were big, and all of them could have had pretty successful solo careers, you know? I mean, Gerard Way went on to just make comics, which are great.
He did one solo album that I love.
Which one?
It's called Hesitant Aliens, top 6 albums of all time, for me.
I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have to check it out though. But yeah, I mean, he made Umbrella Academy, and you know, and not everybody likes that. The comic is pretty good, and the show's pretty good. But like, why on earth would you do that?
His brother wears snapbacks now. That's the only thing that I know that he's done since the breakup.
He went from playing one of the most famous rock bands at the time to wearing snapbacks. I mean, you know, it's just like baby steps, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta run before you can walk.
Are we in the age of AOC simps?
Absolutely. However, she does not have donations set up. I tried to go donate to her during her stream yesterday. Wasn't allowed to. So the only thing she has linked is voting information, which is kind of lame, but...
At first I thought that might be so people don't, you know, comment insane things like I suggested my friends do last night.
Yeah, no, of course, that's also probably a reason
But then
why,
I just realized, like, the emoluments clause, or whatever the equivalent is for Congress people, like, they're not allowed to accept, like...
Oh, yeah, they're not allowed to accept money from the public.
But they are allowed to accept donations for running. I don't know. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
What I wanted my friends to post was this, like, Nixon quote that sounded like a Joker quote.
There's so many of those.
Whenever Nixon gets drunk and it gets recorded, it's just... Yeah.
Speaking of tubby guys with big noses getting drunk and being filmed, have you seen the thing of Orson Welles where he is doing a champagne commercial and he is like, you know, in like when you like taste wine or do champagne commercials and the shots where you're drinking, you're supposed to drink it, they cut, you spit it out. He was just like pounding champagne the entire time. So they go action and he's like, Orson, he goes, he's like blacked out. He goes, this taste is fabulous. And they go, cut, and he goes, wonderful taste. They go, Orson, cut, and he goes, He's just so far gone. It's amazing.
Nice. Archie is sitting there with his hippie son-in-law married to the screwball daughter. And the son-in-law obviously goes both ways. This guy. He's obviously queer. Wears an ascot, but not offensively so. Very clever. Uses nice language. Shows pictures of his parents. And so, Arch goes down to the bar. Sees his best friend, who used to play professional football.
Is this like Joker? If he had like dementia or something. He's some degenerative brain.
Virile, strong, and this and that. And then the fairy comes into the bar. I don't mind the homosexuality. I understand it. Nevertheless, goddamn, I don't think you should glorify it on public television. Homosexuality, even more than you glorify whores. We all know we have weaknesses, but god damn it, what do you think happens? What do you think that does to kids? You know what happened to the Greeks? Homosexuality destroyed them. Sure.
I'm quite certain it was not the homosexuality that destroyed the Greek Empire. I think it had something to do with the corruption and murder.
Sure. Aristotle was a homo. So was Socrates. We all know this. And that's a quote from a former president of the United States.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that is so based. Oh my god. Imagine, like, what's amazing about Nixon is that when you watch, like, him, like, for instance, when he was debating with JFK, or really anything he did ever, he's so confident in his ability as a politician. And then you watch him on trial for Watergate, and the man looks like he's about to sweat out all of his internal organs. Like, he's just like... like he knows.
God, that's his face, yeah.
Yeah, he knows that he's gonna go down in history as, like, the worst president of all time, because he was like, yeah, I'm the most focused, like, out of everybody in America, I have the most news coverage on me, pretty much consistently day to day.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do, with my immense amount of power and news coverage, is I'm going to launder money. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
I'm Nixon. That's what he said in the trial. Yeah, my friend Ethan runs an account called Vote for Nixon 72. He really thinks Nixon's a funny guy, and yeah, he has all these Nixon quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking yesterday about how. So Bob Woodward, who, you know, schooled Nixon and everyone else he ever talked to on, like, the Pentagon Papers, interviewed Trump recently for his new book, Rage. Mm-hmm. And apparently Trump told him about, like, a classified missile program and said, I dare you to put it in the book. And he put it in the book.
Yeah, of course he put it in the fucking book. Not only one did he tell you about some shit that is classified, but two, you got verbal, like, confirmation from the president to put it in your book.
The president of the United States literally said, you won't, no balls.
Exactly.
To Bob Woodward.
Bob Woodward, who's like the most savage guy probably to ever be in anything politically related ever.
And then Bob Woodward checked with, like, other security officials, and they were embarrassed about it. They were like, I shouldn't be saying this, but yeah, that's correct. I can't believe he told you. And that, folks, is a national security threat.
Oh my god. That's just... Oh my god. I'm trying to think of something to relate that to, but it's just so fucking outlandish. Like, it really does seem like something that would be in, like, verbatim from a Simpsons bit.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. That's like, you could see that in a Simpsons bit.
Mm-hmm. It might even be one of those things that's, like, a little too unrealistic for me to find funny. Like, oh, the president is goading Bob Woodward into publishing this? That, okay, I mean, you know, just keep making stuff up, guys.
Missile stuff. Yeah. It's like, even though I very well know that it is real, there's this, like, the majority of my brain is, like, in trauma and shock, and it's like, no, it's not real. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's just like Mike Pence and his homosexuality.
Yeah, I can't wait for the January headline to be Borat star Mike Pence reinaugurated as...
Oh my god. If there were ever a more perfect time to have a Borat sequel, now is certainly it.
We getting Borat 2, Eric Andre 5.
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk 2077.
That's three.
The 2077th Cyberpunk, if you can believe it.
That it's crazy. In fact, I don't remember there being a first one, let alone the 2,000 other ones.
I don't remember there being a first one, let alone a second one, let alone a third one, let alone a fourth one, let alone a fifth one, let alone a sixth one, let alone a seventh one.
And what else? What else big? I feel like there's something involving Joe Biden coming up that's kind of big.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, he's no Borat star.
Yeah.
Not really in the public eye, that guy.
Yeah. Except when he groped that baby.
Yeah. I love the memes that are like Donald Trump kissing a little girl, and Donald Trump is labeled Joe Biden, and then the girl is labeled underage children.
My president would never do that. But yours would.
This your man? No, it isn't. No,
it's your man. Quite literally, your man. In fact, this is photo proof that it is your man. Here, I think you need some bread. Whew. Elementary school type beat.
Yeah, I used to carry around like a little baby bottle that was like this big. I was like, Mom, can I please have a different bottle? She was like, shut up, no you can't.
Fucking nerd.
You're lucky to have water at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, it's like, it makes little butterfly sounds when I drink from it. It's like, I don't know, do butterflies make noises?
I think they're like notoriously silent. Actually, probably no, not even notoriously. It's like, when you come to think of it, there's no sound I associate to butterfly.
What sound does a giraffe make to you?
Okay, don't ask me.
No, that wasn't right.
Incorrect. Stupid, leave. Go home. I feel like they make something kind of like a clarinet, you know? Could you see that? Like they make like a kind of
yeah.
type noise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Have you seen how giraffes fight?
No. They beat
whip
each other with their necks. Right?
Yeah, they're like fucking. You know, in that Indian movie where they're on the tree, the guys are they go down to the tree to siege a castle, and the internet will know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
They tie up a tree, they tie rope to a tree.
48 subscribers.
Yeah, it's fine. You can if you just literally look up Indian movie, flying shield men.
Okay.
They get onto a tree, and they pull it down with a rope. And then they launch themselves hundreds of feet into the air, and they go into a formation and a shield ball, and then they just land. Nothing to break their fall but solid stone, and they're all fine. That's how the giraffes fight. But wait, actually, just they fight
minus
like the tree.
the man.
Minus the man. They fight like the tree. They just go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if Mike Tyson fought like that. Like some guy came up to him and he just went.
Mike Tyson's just next someone.
Yeah. I mean, like if there were to be one person who would have like the most lethal neck in the world, it would be Mike Tyson. He's gonna fight a shark for Shark Week, unless he already
Mike
did.
Tyson will?
Yeah, unless he already did.
That's so messed up. Am I to fight someone on their week? Like, fight a shark any other week of the year.
Yeah. That's like all of your friends bullying you specifically on your birthday.
Birthday punches.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, I heard it.
Oh,
oh,
goodness. Oh, God, I just got my braces on. I need to get my teeth loose.
Oh, man. Yeah. Poor shark, man.
Yeah. Especially because you know that motherfucker's gonna lose.
So that's what Mike Tyson is doing these days?
Yeah, he runs a podcast, and fights sharks, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check out his podcast sometime. Is that something that like fighters do after they're done?
I think some fighters go on to be commentators. Some fighters they just sort of like go in kind of in hiding because like at least the really famous ones, like, make so much fucking money, they just, like, they don't need to do anything anymore, and then they just live, like ample lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
But, I, if there were to be anybody's podcast I would watch, it would definitely be Mike Tyson's. Keep in mind I haven't, but I definitely would.
Yeah.
Because...
First, I would have to get over my intense hatred of podcasts.
Exactly, yeah, I fucking hate
Then
podcasts.
I'm on it.
Then I'm on it, yeah, because, like, I mean, he's fucking Mike Tyson. He bit people's ears off.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know much about this guy.
He's so you know in boxing matches when people get real mad at each other and then they start hugging.
We're talking about Mike Tyson from Punch-Out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like grappling.
Yeah. They Logan Paul each other.
Exactly. Yeah. He notoriously more than once on two separate people bit ears hard enough to sever sections of their ear off. And it wasn't because he needed, like, an unfair advantage. Because if anybody who knows Mike Tyson, you know the clip of him where he dodges 20 consecutive punches and then right hooks a guy and knocks him out. He beams him right here. Just knocks the guy out instantly. He's a fantastic fighter. He literally bit him because he got so into the fight that he was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna bite you in the ear.
Yeah. It's really not like the fighters who, like, win, their mindset isn't like, time to perform my sport. Their mindset is time to kill this person.
Exactly.
Hopefully the ref stops me before I do.
Exactly. It's like, anybody who's into fighting, also, you know, Kimbo Slice. He was the 6'2", like 250-pound dude. He was a fucking beast. If you look at pictures of Kimbo Slice, that guy's biceps, like, without flexing, are as big as my head. The man was humongous. And there was this, like, picture where he fought in a UFC or a boxing match, went up against a guy who was also about as big as him. The dude was hospitalized and went into a coma. He had two fucking giant swollen eyes, and he got beat so fucking bad they had to stick a tube down his throat because he was so swollen that he couldn't get air into his lungs. He is one of the most scary people ever, and he was like he has a fight, like multiple fights that didn't surpass 30 seconds or 1 round. He went into the fight and would just go. And just, like, basically knock the guy's head off.
Yeah.
God damn. He shows me my dreams sometimes.
Yeah.
This humongous man just running after me. He's just like... He's like real-life Hulk.
I love learning about people that are just, like, too good at what they do.
Yeah.
Like
Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Like... There's so much, like folklore about, like, crazy shit, but everything you hear, most of the shit you hear about Bruce Lee is true. Him playing ping pong against a professional ping pong player with nunchucks and winning, yeah, that's true. You can look up the footage. He does flips because he fucking can. He's just like,
yeah.
And that's it. He caught a fly with chopsticks. He, his 1-inch punch, it sent a dude like 20 feet back. He would just go.
Kind of makes me believe in a Greek myth or two, you know?
Yeah, like I kind of
maybe
Hercules, you know? Could have been real. Maybe he just discovered steroids like way before everybody else.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, holy shit.
I mean, yeah, you know. Maybe he really did have relations with that underage girl. And now that I see, you know, these people in real life, anything is possible.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Broaden your imagination.
Yeah, Bruce Lee playing ping pong with nunchucks.
Hercules getting that Chris Hansen experience. Oh, that was gross.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's foul.
This is like basically a podcast at this point. I didn't think this would last this long, but you know, with a few crops here and there, this could be a long form video.
Yeah, it could be completely separate from everything else.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping, is to upload Wet Ones as its own video.
It's its own little.
Just called Wet Ones. And,
yeah.
This is definitely, I'm cutting out because this is going to be a future upload, and I'm basically just going to, you know, spoil everything. But I am going to do a final big movie. I mean, honestly, I think teachers kind of go a little overboard. They're like, if it's a journey, it's inspired by the Odyssey. I'm like, are you sure?
I don't know about
Journeys existed first.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
People walked and rode places.
That would be an amazing thing to cut into the video. Just that section right there.
Yeah,
Journeys
yeah.
existed first. Also, I have something I'm gonna ask you. You could put it after as a post-credit scene at the very end of this segment.
Yeah.
So all right. So I have heard from friends who go to school with you that you are a whole mouth around the bottle type of bottled water drinker. Is that true? Do you like if this was the whole bottle, you or
I mean, yeah. I mean,
do you? Wait, no.
like if this was the bottle.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Do you? Exactly. Yeah, like that.
I mean,
Or do you put your mouth up to the rim and then let it sort of dribble in?
I can't believe this came up. First of all, between you guys, but I don't really think about it. But I suppose I am not one to leave it to chance where the water goes. I'm a bit of a slop. I tend to, dribble water. I didn't need to do it as an example. You know what dribbling water is.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure they're not two.
I tend to sort of spill water at times, especially when I'm nervous. So I think it's better to be secure about it. Just
Yeah.
sort of
like a piranha plant.
Yeah. Just try and break the steel.
Yeah, exactly. Because Jack was absolutely fucking repulsed by it. He talked about it with 100% disgust in his voice.
Wow. Crazy. I guess I did go over to his house recently and sip and gobble a few drops. I'll have to fix that. I also have to work on chewing with my mouth closed.
Yeah, no, especially in quarantine, now that I'm starting to see people again, I've just been
Yeah.
type of person,
It is kind of an aesthetic to eat everything with your hands, no utensils,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, that's how ancient Bedouins did it.
Scoop soup like this.
Yeah, exactly. That's how Bedouins did it in the Middle East. Ethiopian food is often eaten with your hands. It's rich in a lot of cultures, and honestly, I think that we're just doing a disservice and kind of a disgrace to the food that we eat it with, how would you feel if somebody would only hug you, but with really long wooden hands?
With a claw?
Yeah, they're the little grabber things, you pull the thing about, they would hug you with a giant one of those. You wouldn't feel good.
Yeah.
Imagine how
no one wants that.
Yeah, imagine how your fucking burrito scraps feel. Oh, what, the rest of the burrito got to be eaten with your hands, but you have to pick me up with a fork? What the fuck, man?
Jeez.
Yeah.
So
how did we get here again?
I don't know. Thanks to your question, I poured water in my lap. So, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah.
I suppose it's time to move on now.
Pepper time.
Pepper time, yeah. Adequately cooled off. And then there's one more thing that I want to put at the very beginning of the video.
Yeah.
Just a forward. Sorry that I look like I smoke crack for a living. I biked here. So shut the fuck up.
It's health.
It's health.